Hello everybody, this is Waldorf.
And this is Statler.
And now we're going to look at the path of Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
Thom or Tom?
Tom.
You sure about that?
Yeah, Tom. You know, the guy lives down the street.
Thaumaturgy. This is for the beta version of 2.0.
Think Thomas.
I don't like to think about Thomas.
Okay. That's not what he told me.
This one has a special rule, which is the Judgment on High. When casting non-bound spells from this path, all magic dice that result in a 1 must be re-rolled. Dice causing a miscast cannot be re-rolled. If a caster miscasts when casting a casting spell from casting on this path, if you cast when casting this path, add +1 to your miscast modifier.
Yes.
So your triple ones, if you roll triple ones and something else that would cause the spell to
actually go off,
successfully cast. Actually, if you roll 4 ones
yeah.
and you're casting Cleansing Fire and you got a +1, guess what? You cast you miscast.
And you miscast. There you go.
And it's on 2s, not on 1s.
Exactly.
And yes, because of the +1 miscast modifier.
This particular path is much less likely to fizzle.
Correct, because you're re-rolling 1, so fizzling's not coming in.
And it's much scarier on the miscast table. Especially if you get the card that's already a +1, you're a +2.
Yeah, that could be pretty bad.
Yeah, 33% chance of vaporizing your guy. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Brings us to the number 1 spell, the Cleansing Fire. Now, this is the path that wins my prize for the best names.
Really? Okay.
Yes, I love the names in this path. Cleansing Fire. It's 5 up the cast. It's on the caster on a boosted version of 8 up, range of 24. It's focused. It's an augment. Last one turn. The target gains a breath attack, strength D3 +2, armor penetration 1, magic attacks. Roll a D3 immediately after successfully casting this spell, which is kind of neat, so you know before the shooting phase what the strength is.
Immediately after successfully casting the spell.
Yeah.
Do you know successfully cast the spell
right
is before he dispels?
Right.
So the guy knows before he tries to dispel it what you get.
How scary it is.
That's the way you read that?
That's how I read that, yes.
Okay.
So, because it can go anywhere from a strength 3 to a strength 5.
Correct. AP1 though.
AP1.
AP's capped.
I don't care. I don't like
but
strength
even your
5.
even your strength 3 has AP1 though.
Yes, exactly. And then if you go with the boosted version, the spell may only target characters, champions, or a single model unit. So you can cast it on anybody.
Right. Cast it on a unit 24 inches.
Yep.
Some guy 24 inches away, so he can cast a breath weapon 6 inches from there.
That's potentially strength 5.
Or in combat and can use the extra combat res.
Exactly. Especially the strength 5.
What's that?
Especially strength 5.
Yes. So nice spell.
It is a nice spell.
That brings us to... It does have a nice name. Smite the Unbeliever.
This is the best spell name ever.
This cast on a 7.
I shall smite thee.
You can boost it to a 9. It's got a 24-inch range. It's a hex. It lasts 1 turn. If you cast the regular version, you immediately after successfully casting the spell, roll a d6. If it's a 1 to 3, the target suffers -1 resilience. If it's a 4 to 6, the target suffers -1 strength. If you boosted it and cast it on a 9, then the caster gets to choose which effect to apply when casting the spell. So a 7 to have a 50-50 chance on strength or resilience is good. Very good. And a 9 for choosing is good. Very good.
To get a resilience down is a big deal, especially somebody runs up with a toughness 5 Gribbly or toughness 6 Gribbly, and now you can bring them down and actually take them down with missile fire.
Yes.
Yeah, it's big deal. Of course, the key with this spell is it needs to have a statement that says you actually have to say the spell name in a commanding voice.
Smite the Unbeliever.
Yes. With your finger pointing up to the heavens.
I got to ask you a question though on this one. So, on a 4 to 6, the target suffers a -1 strength and -1 AP, right?
Yes.
So if there's a strength 3 spear unit hitting me, let's go away from spears. There's a strength 3 unit hitting me, and I cast this spell on him. My armor goes up by 1.
I think there's actually something in the rules that says you can't go.
Why? It's a minus, which ends up being a plus.
Yeah.
So my armor goes from 5 to a 4.
No, I think how that whole convoluted thing about 7 and all of the stuff it says you can't.
I don't think so. I
Yeah.
challenge you to find it.
Challenge me to find it? Okay. I'll let you win the challenge. I'm too lazy to go look for it.
I think my armor goes up by 1,
You think it
and
goes
that's
up
the way
by
I'm
1?
playing it.
Okay, we have to look how it's written. Yeah.
Way it's written right there, it is.
yeah, there is that.
You're right. There may be something later on that overrides that. But according to that, my armor is going up by 1
It's true. It's true.
on a strength 3 guy or lower.
That's true.
Or a guy, let's put it this way, a guy without AP.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, no, I like this.
It's a good spell.
Yep. If for another reason, it's got a cool name.
It does. What do we got next?
Next, we have Speaking in Tongues. It's got a normal casting of 8. It's got a boosted casting of 8. This can only lead to bad English. It's 18-inch range as a hex. Last 1 turn. Units with at least 1 model affected by the spell cannot benefit from, if it's casted at an 8, commanding presence. Or if it's casted at an 8, rally around the flag. The word "or" adds too much to this.
So let's streamline this by removing the word "or"
exactly,
and giving you 2 versions to cast.
Yeah, absolutely, and some funky graphics.
Okay,
and
yeah,
colors.
let's get rid of this. Fix this, please.
Yeah.
Cast it on an 8 and choose which one you get rid of.
Exactly. This is a
Even if you have to announce it when you're casting the spell.
Exactly. This is a fantastic spell.
It's really good. Yep.
I didn't declare. Well, I rolled an 8, so clearly I meant.
Clearly, I meant the boosted version of an 8. Anyway, that brings us to the Hand of Heaven. Not thrilled with that one. It casts on a 5, boosts up to an 8. It's a 24-inch range for a hex missile damage instant. Target suffers D6 strength D6 hits with AP 2 and magic attacks. If you cast on the boosted version, it's D6 plus 1 strength hits at D6 plus 1 strength and AP 3. The interesting thing now is the AP is set.
Yes.
So even if you end up casting D6 strength 1 attacks, they're at AP 2, AP 3 at the boosted version.
Right.
Which makes this much better on the low end when you roll the low numbers. Low strength number.
I think only on the highest rolls is it worse.
It's only worse on if you roll a
strength 6, yeah. Or strength 7.
But either way, it's only the 6.
It's only the last die roll. Otherwise, it's the same for the next one
Correct.
down.
Yeah.
And the other 4 or 5, it's better.
The other 4 are better, yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice. I like this spell. I've always liked this spell. I've always liked this spell because people are afraid of it because no one wants to take D6 strength. No one wants to take 6 strength 6 hits.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you got to keep in the back of your mind when they're casting this spell.
It is, but the variability is kind of a...
Yeah, it's hit or miss.
It's like when I really need this thing to cost some moves.
Right, and you get 1 strength 1.
Shite. I've got 1 strength 1. You know?
True.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, brings us to another good name, the Wrath. It should have "the" though. Wrath of God. Should be the Wrath of God. It's a 12 to cast. Oh, it's a big mamby jamby. Just like cast this puppy. 96. There's our other 96.
Yep.
It's on the ground. It's permanent. Choose a point within range on the table and place a counter there. At the end of each subsequent magic phase, roll a d6. If 1 to 3 is rolled, add another counter on the same spot. If 4 to 6 is rolled, each unit within 2d6 times. Sorry, 2d6
times. Holy crap, that would get big fast.
Yeah, 2d6 plus x, where x is equal to the number of counters, suffers 2d6 hits with strength 5, AP 2, magic attacks. The spell then ends. Remove all counters. So this is the same as it was, except it doesn't get stronger.
The strength is capped.
It's set at strength 5, and it's still fantastic.
It's still a really good spell.
Yes,
although, if this was 2d6 times the number of counters,
it would be better. Yes,
it would be even better. Questionable.
Well, you could actually wipe out the entire table.
After turn 2, you're hitting the entire table.
Yeah, I remember one time I had this. I was playing. And I got it up to 5 tokens. It was very bad.
Yeah, it's very bad.
I spent my army decided just to pull back and
huddle in the corner,
get away from him, while my opponent with all his war machines sat there waiting for it to come,
shelling you.
And then he wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, actually, just in that Mountain Mayhem tournament, I saw one Ogre Con player playing another Ogre Con player. The final turn, a comet came in and did 1,600 points of damage, which obviously turned the game.
Right.
Anyway, so it's a huge spell. It's really good, still really good. I guess some people will argue, if I've got 2 of these Wrath of God spells going, remove all counters, not from this one.
That's true.
You're going to get the rule lawyer on that one, too.
It says the spell ends.
Yep. It is the same spell name, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. That brings us to the Trial of Faith.
Just backing up to that, I don't know how many times I've been in discussions with people thinking you can only use it one at a time.
Correct.
You can't cast it because it's
Right.
coming down already. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of made that clearer in the last version as well as this one.
Oh, I understand. I'm
where
just
it's
saying
permanent, but some people do.
It just keeps coming
disagree
up.
with
All
that,
these
yes.
things. Yeah.
Brings us to the number 6 spell, which is the Trial of Faith. You can cast it on a 7 with a 12-inch range, or you can boost it to a 10 to get an 18-inch range out of it. It's focused, it's a hex, it's direct, it's damage, and it's instant. The caster rolls a d3 plus 1, and the target rolls a d3. If the caster's roll is higher, the target suffers a number of hits equal to the difference between their respective rolls. These hits wound automatically with AP 10 and magic attacks. So, the old one used to be d6. You roll a d6, you roll off on d6s, and you could do a maximum of 3 wounds. This one, you can do a maximum of 5 wounds on the old one. This one, the best split you can have is 3-to-1 to do 4-to-1, which gives you 3 wounds.
Yes.
So the potential damage is down, but the likelihood of doing damage is up because you're +1 and he's not. So it makes it not as good at sniping monsters.
It's not as good at sniping monsters, and it's not as scary to your opponent. It's like,
correct.
I could roll bad and I could lose my dude.
Right now
it's
unlikely that
it's
he's going to.
Very unlikely, that you're going to lose a character.
Right, you don't have to worry about that 1-6 split or 1-5 split or whatever. Even 1-4.
1-4 split.
On the old way. You can still get the 1-4, but that's the worst.
Yeah, there was like a 30% chance of you going, bye-bye with the old one. But it's still helpful. It's just it's not as scary as it was.
Correct. All right, so they do have some good names in here.
Names are fantastic.
Smite the Unbeliever is a.
That's a keeper.
That's a keeper in any of these.
Yeah.
So, overall, this is a very nice path.
I'm personally not a fan of it. I don't like the +1 to the year's dispel.
You don't like you mean the miscast table?
Miscast, I meant to say, yes. Now, miscast isn't quite as scary as it used to be, but almost all these spells take a decent number of dice to throw.
They do, but you got to remember, all ones reroll, so
yes.
You're rolling 3 dice on a spell, it's more than your normal average of 10.5.
It is, but you're also having a higher probability of rolling that triple because...
Correct, but anyway, most of these are, from here up, you're talking about 3 dice probably.
So the 2 5s are, those are 2 dicers. Everything else is 3, 4 for the 8,
The number 5 is definitely a 4 dice spell.
That's a 5 dice spell.
No, that's
12.
You can get it on a 4.
You can get it.
Well, if you're +1, your average is going to be 15.
Yes.
And any ones which bring that number down are going to be re-rolled. So, I think this is a 4 dice spell in this path. Any other path, no, but this path is 4.
Yeah, because
you're not rolling 5 dice because you can't take +2 to your miscast.
Yes.
That's
a challenge, or potentially
because you're taking
+3.
+1 here. 5 dice calls you a +1. You can't afford that.
Yeah, but then you're accepting you're not going to get it a third of the time. So, but yeah.
What do you mean? Think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to figure out what that number is.
So, that's my only thing about it is that the plus to miscast, and while the variable spells are scary, they don't give surety.
Correct. Yeah, your opponent can let this Hand of Heaven go, because at times he's going to be saying, okay, well, it's probably going to be 3 straight 3.
Even a number 1, the Cleansing Fire, you see what you're going to roll before you worry about it.
Right.
You have to go high on the other. I mean, the number 3 is I mean, if you take this path, I think you have to go with the big wizard, because you really want to have the Wrath of God.
The Wrath of God is what you're going.
Is what you're going for.
A lot of people are going for.
And you're going. I think Speak in Tongues is the other one you're going for.
Speak in Tongues is really nice.
Which is, you only need an adept for that. But yeah, I'm not huge on this path.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out if I want to go with both. It's worth the extra
Yes,
points to go with the boosted version on this number 3, though.
Exactly. Do I roll an 8 or do I roll the 8? It's so confusing. So many choices.
Yes. All right. Anyway, overall, I'm a thumbs up on this path as well. Your kind of risk aversion might knock you down.
Yeah, and the invariability of it's. I give it a weak thumbs up.
Hesitant thumbs up.
Hesitant thumbs up. Yeah.
There you go.
It's because 2 of the spells are quite potent, and since, I mean, it's hard to give any path a thumbs down now, because you can pick your spells.
Correct.
And you can tailor it and get what you need and avoid the things you don't care about.
Well, it used to be.
Before, when you had to randomize, I thought this was
correct.
Total junk, but you were hoping for things, but now
this doesn't have bad spells in it. A lot of the bad spells seem to be gone.
Well, yeah,
there's still a couple there.
There's a couple within the overall
I'm not thrilled with,
paths, but they had to, because now you're picking them. Who's going to pick a bad spell?
Correct.
Yeah. So
So
nothing is atrocious. Although there's still a number of situational spells. If you have the wrong army, it could be a problem for you. But since you pick around them,
right,
you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, thumbs up from me, and technically thumbs up from you, even if it's hesitant.
It's a hesitant thumbs up. It's up. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that'll do it for Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
Thank you for listening.
Till the next time, smite the unbelievers.